Hello and welcome to Anything Relevant. And today we're going to start a series of videos, what I'd like to call There Can Only Be One. And in the spirit of this chain of videos with There Can Only Be One, we'll be pitching two fictional characters against each other under circumstances that might or might not be relevant, just as in a sense of who would win. And today we're going to start with Nick Fury and Batman / Bruce Wayne. So let's go over Batman a little bit. We got a superhero vigilante. It's got some friends on the force. It's got some friends in the political sphere. He's a millionaire, if not billionaire. And he knows so many forms of martial arts, hand-to-hand combat. He knows a lot of things. He's got a lot of training under his belt, his utility belt. He also has exactly that. His utility belts, his gadgets that are created by his company, which he retrofits into what he needs. A friend told me, think of it this way, he orders something innocuous, something innocent, and then he takes that innocent thing and he retrofits it into something else. So he's got to have the imagination to not outright ask what he wants, but just think outside the box. So he's got all that going for him. And the last thing, and before I say last thing, he also has prep time. We all know about Batman's prep time. So now we're going to go on to hit the last thing about Batman. The thing that drives him, the thing that gets him out of bed, but keeps him pulling on that cowl for more and to go out in that night is obviously what happened in the alley with his parents. Having a child helpless and lose the only superheroes that children have, their parents. He loses both parents. And because of that moment, that action, that memory is now like a fusion reactor in him. It powers him. It ain't ever stopping. He died that day in the alley. Bruce Wayne is the mask. Batman is the soul. It's the identity. It's what that boy turned into the moment the trigger was pulled the last time. So that's Batman. Very dangerous guy. Nothing really going on, nothing but time on his hands with money to back it up. Don't want to get on his bad side. Don't want to get him curious. Now we'll go to Nick Fury. Now, let's go with... There's been a couple Nick Furies, if you will. So let's go with the volunteer military personnel, probably in the intelligence department or operations. Anyway, volunteers for a not so badass super soldier serum like Cap's is. So he has a lesser form, less dangerous, which allows him to live longer. Not a lot, but more than a regular human. Enhanced agility, reflexes, and great eye-hand coordination, and a superior brain capabilities. Easier focus, easier learning. Multiple languages under his belt. Stratagems, tactics, infiltration, espionage, counterintelligence, counter-espionage, all of this is his wheelhouse. People, are his wheelhouse. All right, that's a bit about him. What does he have? He's got S.H.I.E.L.D. backing him, a world police corps that keeps the peace at any cost. So he's got that. So when he wants something, unlike Batman, he just says it. I want a disintegrating cell phone ray. It's a cell phone. When I dial 9, whatever I'm pointing at disintegrates. He just has to say what he wants, and it'll make as closest to what he desires. Magnetic boots, a gravity belt so he never, floats off. Whatever he needs, a cloaking jacket, super reactive Kevlar turtleneck. Whatever you can think of, Nick Fury will have. So that utility belt can't compare to the treasure trove in which S.H.I.E.L.D. will provide, and he'll ask straight up what he wants. That's also on par with money and political. If not, Fury has more political contacts, more contacts within the FBI, the police force, the CIA, the NSA. He's got way more pull there. So there's that. Hand to hand, he knows hand to hand. He knows some martial arts. Is it his focal point like Batman? Not so much. But there's another caveat to the treasure trove of tech, is that he's also got light model decoys. Light model decoys that are pretty much like, in the sense of knowing what they want to know, like those, like Neo from The Matrix. I know Kung Fu. These light model decoys are going to have downloaded hand-to-hand capabilities that are going to be just beyond human. So there's that. He also has prep time. You're going to give Nick Fury time to plan. Even if it's Batman on the other end planning, that's not good. You don't want him having time to plan. So he's a great strategist for battle, for secrets. So that's a duality that kind of counters the world's greatest detective. So what else do we got for Nick Fury? His moral ambiguity. He can exploit the vulnerable, exposed wires that are Bruce Wayne, Batman. There's no one Batman can go after for Nick Fury. Batman can't kidnap Nick Fury's best friend. He can't, threaten someone that's really close to Nick Fury. Nick Fury, everyone that he knows and cares about are all independent. They can take care of themselves. Batman would be like, hey, if you don't back off, I'm going to go after the Winter Soldier. Just sure, go ahead. I'm going to go after Captain America. Go ahead. See what happens. You're going to make a mess. So what's the flip side? Nick Fury can go after people in both Batman and Bruce Wayne's life. Go after Alfred. Go after people that work at Wayne Industries. Go after people in the Batman family of vigilantes. Can he capture Nightwing and Batwoman or Batgirl or Barbara Gordon or his son? Yeah, he could. And he wouldn't be dumb to keep them on an aircraft carrier so they can muck about and take over an aircraft carrier, escape, and foil Fury's plans. Fury would more likely capture them, put them in an escape pod capsule and shoot them off into the middle of a wilderness with GPS, with a parachute. So this little, basically, cell, is going to land harmlessly in the middle of the woods. No internet connection, none of that, other than the GPS. So point being, Nick Fury wouldn't leave himself open for like a counterattack from the people that he abducted. Now, I'm not even talking about Nick Fury killing. I'm talking about detainment, imprisonment, kidnapping, if you will, as a sense of a negotiating tool. Sure, Batman would push the envelope in the negotiations on how far Nick will go, but the moment he makes a mistake on how far Nick will go, it'll completely throw off Batman's assessment on who he's dealing with. Is he dealing with an honorable man that won't go over the edge? Or is he dealing with a man that will go over the edge? Or is he dealing with an honorable man that has a lot of shadows, a lot of skeletons in the closet? It's either you won't, he will, or he will, but doesn't live lightly with it. Whatever Batman assesses, point is that's going to take time. It's going to make him hesitate. It's going to make him second guess. Not only that, what if this fight results in Batman beating a late model decoy? Now Batman has to split his attention. It can no longer be a single focus. Now he's got to figure out how to identify late model decoys while Nick Fury is coming at him from all angles, sending out shield squads to apprehend all these people, to attack him and root out all of his hideouts. It would be a witch hunt that would result in Batman face to face with Nick Fury, probably winning in a hand-to-hand, but it would end with him finding out that this is yet another life model decoy. And if Fury comes to the conclusion that this fight can only end with one of them, that one must die, well then the next life model decoy that comes at him will blow up. And that'll be that. So that's how I see those two pairing up if they were pitted against each other by whatever story means. The story in which it would cause these two to go up against each other, well, complicated. It'd have to be very complicated, maybe even convoluted a little bit, to make the world's greatest detective have to unravel it. But point being is that Batman would be overwhelmed with split attention. And you just cannot do that with a chess master, battle master like Nick Fury. This would be probably the closest to the art of war that you would see in when it comes to two top caliber opponents like these going against each other, is that Fury would be successfully using a lot of the art of war with knowing that the battle is already won before you even engaged because of the plan that you would have or the contingencies of plans you would have, as well as the fact that he would cut off supply in his multiple directions of assault on Wayne Enterprises as well as Bruce Wayne and Batman. Like I told you, be coming at him from all angles. 360-degree perceptual engagement. Not just one field, not just straight on. And that is why I believe Nick Fury, hands down, would beat Batman. I hope you enjoyed. If you disagree or have more points to add, please comment down below in the comment section. And thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. If you have any other ideas, please also comment. And if you have ideas of people that you would like to see me break down like this, please also suggest that down below as well. I can't wait to do more of these, and thank you for dropping by. Bye-bye.